This is a Dragon Blazer production.
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
Everyone has a birthday they'll always remember.
Can we open my presents now, Mommy? A good guy! I knew it! I'm Chucky.
He's something, isn't he?
This is Andy's.
Time for bed, Andy. Good night, baby.
Good night, Aunt Maggie. Good night, Chucky.
Everyone knows most accidents happen at home.
How did that happen?
This is no accident.
Andy!
I'm Detective Mike Norris. Homicide.
Andy!
Miss Peterson's dead, Miss Barkley. She fell from the kitchen window.
Someone's moved in with the Barkley family. And so has terror.
Mommy, I know who was on the counter. Andy!
Who, Andy?
Chucky.
Nobody believes you about Chucky. He came alive in my hand.
Oh, for God's sake.
Why won't you believe me?
Because I'm sane, Mrs. Barkley. Sane and rational.
No one believes the truth. Or lives to tell it. There's nothing nice about murder. And there's nothing innocent about child's play.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Coming Soon to a podcast near you. I, of course, am your host, Stevie Blaze, and here is my co-host. He has been possessed by 1,000 evil men, Snow.
Am I just being called Snow now?
Or Xavier, whatever.
I don't mind either way.
I'm sorry, it says Snow on your thing, so I got confused.
I don't know. That's just what I do sometimes. This is our third and last entry of fingers on the screen. There we go. I don't know what's going on with the camera thing, but yours is a lot bigger than mine on my screen.
I have a better camera.
You have a better camera?
Yes.
Usually, though, like I see like one. Oh, I don't know. This thing's weird, but I don't know. We are watching Child's Play. Well, we did watch Child's Play. We watched Child's Play, and we're reviewing it now.
We are. That is correct.
With me is a possessed Toto Shodoroki doll, who is still here. Just reminding you that he's here. I forgot to mention him in our last podcast. I'm sorry. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I don't know, accidentally dropped you on the floor a couple times and stepped on you. 'Cause that's what I do with stuffed animals sometimes. Drop them on the floor. And I step on them.
I see.
If one of my stuffed animals did come to life, I would be very, very scared for my health.
Understood. All right, so why don't you hit us up with that trivia?
Oh boy, we're going right into it. Okay, come on. Kazoo time. No. Just screw that. Okay. Alright. So, first question, Faja. What was the film's original name?
Shoot, I know this. It was originally called Blood Buddy.
That is kind of... I feel like that's the middle answer. The answer is batteries not included.
That's right. It was batteries not included, but he couldn't use batteries not included because Steven Spielberg was making a movie of the same name.
Yeah.
And
So,
then it went
you
to
get,
Blood
like-
Buddy, and that was what it was picked up as, and then they changed it to Child's Play because they weren't allowed to use the Blood Buddy name because there was My Buddy dolls in the 80s that were very popular who were not super happy about this movie because this movie essentially killed their production of My Buddy dolls.
So yeah, you get like a half a slice of the pie. Congratulations.
Sorry, I forgot about the batteries not included being first.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting you to just know this, but you have disappointed me. I think we actually went over this. Like, I don't know if you looked at trivia or not, but this was more of like a thing for the viewers. And then you disappointed us all. Valid here. Anyway, second question. Who is the creator of Chucky?
Don Mancini.
I also feel like that's one where it wasn't specific enough. I don't know if because okay, yeah, this one I'm just gonna go with as a miscellaneous. You're probably right. I got Kevin Yager or Yar.
That might be the person. That might be the person that designed the Chucky doll. However, Don Mancini is the one that created the story of Child's Play. It's his baby. Yeah.
His baby. Okay. So another half of the slice of pie. Now last question. What is the Saturn Award? I will go over why that's relevant to the movie afterwards, but what is the Saturn Award?
The Saturn Award?
The Saturn Award.
Is it a award for the best horror movie?
You get like a third, you get the whole slice of pie for that one. Good job. It's an award honoring sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. So, in this case, horror. So yeah, you get that slice of pie. You get 2 slices of pie technically. So yeah, there is your useless trivia. This was, oh wow, this was definitely a poor judgment on my part. But yeah, let's get into this movie.
The first thing you got to realize that is Child's Play and Chucky is one of my favorite horror movie icons. Is my favorite horror movie icon, not just one of my favorites. My favorite horror movie. Always loved Chucky. Been a fan since I was a kid, even when I was scared of him. And when I was a kid, my stepbrother had a My Buddy doll, and I used to sleep on the floor in his room when I went to visit my dad. And he had that My Buddy doll underneath his bed, and it would always creep the crap out of me because I was like 8 or 9, and I saw enough of Chucky where I got creeped out by his My Buddy doll.
Yeah, this film was released in November 9th, 1988. So you were almost 6 when this came out. You were 5 when this came out, but you were almost 6.
Yeah, I was probably a little older when I saw it, though.
Right.
I believe there was a couple of the movies that were out already, and he used to play them on USA Up All Night, and that's probably how I got my hands on seeing it, is watching it on USA late at night, and that would have been well after it came out in 89 or 88.
Right. in a couple weeks or so, we're gonna get like a 44th anniversary, no, 34th anniversary of this movie. Now, as for why the Saturn Award was relevant to the movie, the actor for Karen, I think that's
The mom.
the mother or the baby, the mother, yeah. His name, the actor for Karen is that is her name. Her name is a caveman name. Her name is Christine Hicks. I think it's Christine Hicks.
Yeah, that's definitely the mother.
So yeah, she actually did one of two things that I feel are pretty interesting and relevant to the useless trivia that makes it go from useless trivia to romantic trivia, I guess. For one thing, Christine Hicks has the Saturn Award during the movie. I feel like that could have been worded better. Anyways, though, she's also apparently met and got married to Kevin Yagher through this movie.
Okay, yes, Kevin Yagher is the person who designed the Chucky doll. So he is the person that helped design Chucky. Like I said, Don Mancini's the person who created Chucky. He's the one that came up with the story that became Chucky. Kevin Yagher, the person Christine dated,
Yagher.
the person that Christine was seeing, and I think got married to, he was the creator of the doll. And funny thing is she's not in the sequel. She was originally supposed to be in a court scene in the sequel, but she doesn't show up for the sequel. But she was on set pretty much every day because her husband was still working on Child's Play 2. But anyways, so this is the synopsis for Child's Play.
We're still doing synopsises, not summaries. Let's see how it is.
Serial killer Charles Lee Ray was running away from the police when a cop shoots him down in a toy store, and he manages to use some voodoo to transfer his soul into a good guy doll.
Bang, bang, bang. Serial killer. Bang, bang, bang.
And a little boy, a 6-year-old, I believe he was, Andy, really badly wants a good guy doll. His mom is able to get him one for his birthday for really cheap from a homeless man who ends up snatching it from the toy store after the toy store burned down.
But let's not skip the very important part with Andy making breakfast for his mother.
I thought you wanted more of a summary.
This is definitely relevant to the summary. As a culinary arts master, this kid, I need an apprentice like you. I need toast. I need toast blacker than this kind of stuff I make.
So Andy gets this good guy doll who turns out to be Charles Lee Ray, or his nickname, Chucky. Chucky starts to kill people who piss him off, essentially. People that piss him off, he murders. And he goes after Eddie Caputo, his old partner, and he goes after, was it Mike? I think his name's Mike, the detective who killed him.
Wazowski.
No, not Mike Wazowski. He goes around killing people because that's what Chucky does.
That is what he does a lot. He doesn't like killing people.
And he finds out from the person who taught him voodoo before he kills the voodoo guy.
Voodoo?
Voodoo. That the only way for him, that he has to transfer his soul to the first person he told his secret to.
Hold up. Do you not get that reference?
What?
Hoodoo.
The Power of Voodoo, Labyrinth,
Yeah, okay, thank God.
Dance, Magic,
Continue.
Dance. Yeah, I'm aware. So anyways, yeah, he finds out that he needs to bring his soul to the first person he told his secret to, which is Andy, a 6-year-old boy. So the rest of the movie is Chucky trying to transfer his soul into Andy. And then after many times, they keep trying to kill Chucky until you finally get him. And apparently the only way to kill him is to take out his heart that is becoming human.
And they shoot his arms and legs off.
Burn him.
Burn him, yes.
Burn him first, then shoot.
They aim for everywhere except the heart.
Yeah. And they, of course, succeed. And, of course, there was no other movies because they defeated and killed Chucky.
Yep. Which means next Halloween we're probably not going to be watching another Chucky movie. Sorry, pals. This is... I don't know.
And that's pretty much the movie. What did you think of Child's Play, son?
I thought it was a very childish movie. So many childish jokes, so many childish murders. I mean, especially the way that lady got pushed off a window. Ugh, that stuff's only for 2-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, remember when you were like, I don't know, 6 years old, and your mother would just throw you out the window?
Oh yeah.
Good times.
Good times.
But man, we were so immature back then.
That's right.
I don't know why I said we. Like, if anyone would throw me out the window as a 6-year-old, it'd either be you. It'd
Thanks.
probably be you, since I don't know. You're. I'm pretty sure I was not 6 when you were 6, or the other way. I don't think you were 6 when I was 6.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I was like negative years old.
Yeah,
I was definitely younger than I was now when you were 6.
Okay. So, what did you actually think of this movie?
Okay, so I did kind of go off on a tangent there, didn't I? I thought it was a very... I don't know much about horror movies. This didn't feel like... I guess this is just my expectations, because I didn't feel frightened at all. Okay, so what I have deduced are 4 main things of a horror movie. Yes, I thought this movie was good. This was a very good movie. I will not say that it was a terrible horror movie and did everything wrong, because I am certainly no critic of a horror movie. But I will mention 4 things anyways, because why not? What this movie does right is, like, helpless fear. It's like, there's a 6-year-old boy who's trying to run away from a literal serial killer, who is an adult who's smaller than him, but he's also very stealthy and knows how to wield a knife a lot better than you do. There's also unsettling fear. A lot of horror movies kind of have this as a prerequisite, I guess, but I wouldn't know. And then there's, like, helpless fear, which I already said helpless fear. I mentioned 4 in preparation for the podcast, but I don't remember what they all were. I think I'll just have to figure them out as I go. But anyways, though, we got to make this count, because this is the last Halloween podcast of the year.
Well, I have a question for you real quick.
Wait, what do you think of the movie?
Oh, I mean, I just told you it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Or it's my favorite horror icon. So, obviously, I love it. Question for you, a little bit of trivia. Charles Lee Ray is derived from the names of notorious killers. However, one of them is not a killer. Do you know what each name of Charles, Lee, and Ray are from? What are the killers?
I'm just gonna check IMDb real quick. I don't. Okay. Let's see. Charles Brown from Peanuts. There's Bruce Lee, and there's Ray from Star Wars.
Nope. No.
Well, I don't know, so I might as well make it entertaining for the audience.
Okay, Charles Lee Ray. Charles Manson, who actually never killed anyone. He was a cult leader that got other people to kill people.
I did not know that.
Lee Harvey Oswald. He is the person... Do you know who Lee Harvey Oswald is?
I have no idea. No recollection.
Lee Harvey Oswald is the person who killed John F. Kennedy.
Oh.
And then James Earl Ray is the Ray name. Do you know who James Earl Ray is?
Based on memory, is he the guy who assassinated Martin Luther King?
Correct. Yes. That is where Charles Lee Ray comes from. Notorious evil people, I guess, since Charles Manson technically isn't a killer.
No, I just just for the heck of it, I gotta draw a picture of both, with Charlie Brown, both Charlie Brown, Bruce Lee, and
Ray
from
from
Star Wars.
You do that.
I gotta draw them all three like as a fusion, like from Dragon Ball Z, like fusion or Potara's. Wait, people don't have 3 ears though. What do you think happens when 3 people fuse? Like,
I have no idea.
Fuses with the Potara earrings, and then gives one of those Potara earrings to another person, and has them fuse into that fusion.
Mm.
Do you get Gogeta like that? Like a Vegito and a Gogeta fusion? Gogito?
You can't do that. Logically, you couldn't do that because Vegito and Gogeta are just Vegeta and Goku together in different ways.
But there's time travel.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. Let's continue the movie.
Oh, okay, fine. Fine, have it your
So
way.
what rating would you give Child's Play?
We're going right up. This is my freaking trivia. Why did I grab my trivia? I would rate this. I'd give it a pretty solid 7.5. And I guess mostly more of that is subjective opinion because I know it I haven't watched the second one, but I have watched the third one because you guys decided to binge the movies like crazy. I mean, by you guys, I mean you and my sister. And I just so happened to be watching Child's Play 3 and The Bride of Chucky. And this franchise definitely feels more like a comedy kind of thing. Except this movie, which is more horror-centric.
Yes.
And I do definitely see that, but I also see some of the humor that kind of stems from it as well. And as a guy who likes humor and a little less on the horror, I'm a little happy about that. But I will not judge based on my preferences. I will judge based on kind of my preferences. 7.5. What about you?
Yep. For me, it's this is my favorite horror icon. I'm going to go with a 9.
9?
I love this movie.
N-E-I-N? 9?
Yes.
I'm German, why not?
What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is?
Rotten Tomatoes score. I'd say critics 89, and And audience 81. Excuse me.
1 second.
Five seconds have passed. Kind of. Yep, 5 seconds have passed.
I gotta find there's 2 different Child's Plays now because of the remake, so I'm trying to find the first one. Alright, so I'm thinking 85 and audience score 72.
Okay.
The critics gave it has it as 71%,
So
and
you.
audience is 64%.
So closer to you. Congratulations,
Yes.
you're on a roll. You're on a roll with this.
All right. What was your favorite scene? Did you have a favorite scene, favorite kill that Chucky did?
I guess it kind of mostly dials down with the why do I say dial down? I always use the worst wording. I like the frying. That felt like an interesting. I don't know. He's a serial killer, so he probably has a lot of. I like a serial killer who's creative with their killings, and that came out wrong. Okay. So, okay, I'm not a masochist. I'm not a masochist. Anyways, I like the brain frying, the one where he kind of like attached this metal thing to a guy's head, of the mental hospital, and fried his brains.
Fair enough. My favorite scene is actually not one of his kills. At least not in the first movie. My favorite scene is when Andy's mom starts suspecting that something was wrong because she finds the batteries. So she threatens to throw him in the fire if he doesn't talk. And, first off, she checks the batteries and Chucky just turns his head. Hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play? And he does it real fast. And then she grabs him again and threatens to throw him in the fire, and that's when he starts going off and attacking her. I loved her starting to believe her son, especially when she sees batteries were not included in it. I love that scene. It's probably my favorite scene. All right. So, is there anything else about this movie you want to talk about?
Anything else about this movie? Alright, I got notes here. I specifically made for this kind of thing. I should probably use them.
Sure.
Good times. You mentioned the thick lightning. And I wrote it down. I wrote down thick lightning because Raina decided to say thick lightning. And the lightning was thick, and so was the clouds, actually. The cloud effect was very 90s, but very clean 90s. Like you can tell that they took a broom, went to those clouds, and started brushing them off before they started puffing up like a gigantic fart cloud.
Okay.
The detectives are dumb. Like, even for people who aren't used to killer dolls, they're pretty dumb.
Why?
I don't remember. I don't know what any of this means. I wrote down a bunch of crap that I don't even know the...
We'll read it. Maybe I'll understand it.
Alright, okay. So, oh god, I'm dying. that was from the beginning of the movie. I just wrote that down because I thought it was an interesting. I thought that would be an interesting thing to write on a gravestone. Oh God, I'm dying. Famous last words. Everything.
I think
What?
I think that's what Charles Lee Ray says as he's dying.
That is what he said. That is what I said. Yes. Oh God, I'm dying. Everything is fine. I think that was also a quote.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
6-year-old here. Actually, I wrote down as 8-year-old because I didn't know how old he was. 6-year-old hears guns and goes towards it.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Oven explodes. Oh yeah, the oven exploding.
Yeah, that's the death of Eddie Caputo.
Oh yeah. Have you ever heated up your oven a little? Have you ever heated up your onions to a point where they just explode everywhere?
I can't say that I have, no.
Okay, the oven. I definitely have used an oven before, and I do not line it with nitroglycerin. I do pride myself in not cooking with nitroglycerin.
Sure.
So feel safe around me, because I don't play with explosives. Sane and rational. I wonder if that's also a quote. 'Cause I don't know why I write things that are so vague I will not understand what they mean by the time we do the podcast.
Yep, no, I can't really interpret any of that. All right.
And Electric Brain, which I already went over.
So I guess then let's do the Cinemantra?
Cinemantra. Alright. Before I do this, do you have a Cinemantra?
I do.
Alright, let's hear it.
All right, so if you were an evil serial killer and you possessed yourself into a doll or toy, what doll or toy would you possess?
Shoot, I feel like that's way too close to my Cinemantra. I'm gonna have to change it, aren't I? Okay.
What was yours?
Mine was basically instead of the Chucky doll, the good guy doll, what would you turn him into instead? Which is way too close, so I'm not gonna. But anyways, answering your question. Don't worry, Todoroki. I will not subject you to that. Well, I have a lot of inside jokes with. Holy crap. I feel like I'm screwed either way because I'm not sure I know it's magic. It's magic, so wait a minute. If it's magic, there's no limits. I don't know. Maybe I will do Toto Shodoroki and shoot fire and ice everywhere. I'm sorry. You have to be a serial killer for the rest of your life.
I think I would maybe turn into so when I was a kid I used to have this My Pet Monster doll. I would turn into him. He was cool.
As for my Cinemantra. Alright. This is gonna be a very weird question to ask, but I'm pulling something out of nowhere. If you were a Chucky doll, with what weapon, where, and who would you kill at what time, and how would you do it?
Well, to avoid endangering myself by self-incrimination, I am not going to give you a person that I'm going to kill. Don't want self-incrimination. What weapon would I use? I could probably answer that one.
What do you mean I'll ask. Actually, I'll ask after we're done recording. Continue.
Self-incrimination is essentially if I was to do something or say something that could incriminate myself into a crime, and someone could use this recording against me.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes, that's a very scary thing to think about on a podcast.
For example, let's say I gave you a name, and then that person comes up dead tomorrow. They have a video recording of me saying that I would kill them. So I won't be answering that question.
Makes sense.
Because to avoid self-incrimination. The weapon. You know what? I want to go unique, but I think I'm going to go with sword. Just Chucky walking around with a giant-ass sword.
I like to imagine that, like, him, but, like, he's too small and a little too weak to, like, be able to carry it right. So he's just walking around with his arms overhead and just dragging a sword as he's walking by.
You know, if you get technical, if Chucky's holding a knife, it's pretty much a sword. So, knife.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, comparative size, I guess. Green has a pew, 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 serial killer.
You know, traditionally, serial killers do not use guns.
That is...
They have used guns. I believe the Son of Sam killer used guns. But most serial killers do not. Mainly because a gun is an impersonal weapon, or is not a very personal weapon. And most serial killers enjoy the kill. With guns, you can kind of, you can kind of avoid it. You know what I mean? Like, you distance yourself from the kill. You're not actually, you're pulling the trigger, yes, but it's not as, like, personal, you know what I mean? By getting close to them and stabbing them.
Yeah, I understand. I understand why people kill each other.
Sure.
Mommy, what are you? No. Mommy, I know what I want to be when I grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up, little Timmy?
That's not an answer, Timmy. What is that? All right.
Try doing that, but we're currently recording at not what we usually record at o'clock.
Right.
Basically, it's dark out, and I don't want to wake up the humans.
Yeah, don't want to wake up. Not a good idea to wake up those humans. All right, so is there anything else you want to talk about with Child's Play?
Well, for one thing, this is probably our shortest podcast. I guess aside from our what the frick just happened? Where are you? Oh, there you are.
I'm right here.
Yeah, this is probably our aside from actually, okay, our Phantom Menace podcast. That I want to talk about because on YouTube, its currently run time is like, I don't know, 39 minutes or so. It's missing half the footage. I should probably mention.
Okay.
Just thought I'd mention to you that because on Spotify it's got the full versions there. It's like an hour or so long. But the one on YouTube, well, it's not. It's like 30-something minutes long. As for this podcast, this is a very rare occasion where this is very, very slow going. Wow. I don't know what to say. It's crazy.
Well, then just plug your pluggables.
Life goes by so fast. Okay. I am Cryokin Artist. I do art stuff sometimes. I am on the Instagram, the Facebook, and TikTok. Also the YouTubes, especially the YouTubes.
All right. Well, my name is Stevie Blaze, and you can find me on Dragon Blazer Productions on the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, and you can find me also on the TikToks with Dragon Blazer Productions, and you can find me on Twitter on Dragon Blazer Pro.
Yeah. Next week we'll be watching X-Men, which I don't think I own. Maybe. I own X-Men First Class. I know that. Which is not the movie we're going to be watching. Maybe is it on Disney Plus?
I think so. It's a Disney movie. I mean, Disney owns X-Men now. I'll have to look.
If it's something
That could be a poser. I know they put Logan on Disney Plus, so I think X-Men's on there too. They added Logan and Deadpool, so I think X-Men is also on there. But I will find out. We'll worry about that later.
If I have to purchase it, that's fine too. But anyways, before we've already plugged up. Before we go into it, we have a box. We got a box that's back. Yeah, okay, I'm pointing at it. Whatever. Starting with the X-Men podcast, specifically in November, we are going to start dropping hints of what is in the box. And as a spoiler, it's not the actual thing that was going to be in the box, but we're going to pretend it is anyway. It's actually just a bunch of HDMI stuff. The first hint is it's a movie that we're going to be watching and reviewing in December. Specifically, I think maybe the second one or first one. We haven't really discussed it a whole lot, but I have a good idea of what it should be. And starting with the X-Men podcast, we are going to start dropping hints of what that movie is. And hopefully people start engaging and theorizing, because that would be fantastic. Because we really love people looking at our stuff and specifically listening to our stuff. Just a couple of people rambling on the internet. You love that. People love that on the internet. So, do you have anything to say about that, Father?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope. Sounds fun. All right. Well, auf Wiedersehen.
What is the language that he was using? I gotta check this out. No, okay. Sayonara. I'm sorry. Is that what I meant? I gotta Google Translate. Wait, what was it? No, I gotta figure out the language. Shoot! Oh wait, we're 41 minutes in. Just make a new record. Oh well, just finish recording. I already said sayonara.